Have you ever loved someone so deeply that when they left, it felt like your entire world quietly collapsed from the inside out? Not just a broken heart, but a breaking of something sacred within your soul. If you were ever loved by a chosen one, a rare soul sent not just to love you, but to awaken, elevate, and align you, then you know that their love isn't ordinary. It doesn't just feel good, it transforms you. It touches places in you that no one else ever could. Their love feels like divine light entering your life, and when it disappears, it leaves behind more than silence. It leaves behind a void that echoes through your very being. Chosen ones are not regular people. They carry energy that feels ancient, wise, and healing. Their presence often arrives in your life when you are lost, confused, or spiritually numb. And just by loving you, they start to rearrange your energy. Your thoughts feel clearer, your heart feels softer, and life itself seems to become more meaningful. You may not even realize how deeply they were affecting your path until they are gone. And when they do leave, the impact is not just emotional, it's spiritual. It feels as though the universe is suddenly quieter, as if something that once protected and nourished you has been taken away. You move through life, smiling for the world, showing up where you need to, but underneath it all, there's an ache you can't quite explain. Your soul remembers them. It remembers what it was like to be seen, held, and truly known. That kind of memory doesn't fade with time. It lingers. It haunts. When a chosen one stops loving you, your connection to the spiritual realm can feel disrupted. It's like losing your inner compass. Things that once made perfect sense become cloudy. Your intuition, once sharp and clear in their presence, now feels distant. Your dreams, once full of messages, now feel scattered. It's not that you've lost your way entirely. It's that they were a bridge between you and the divine, a living anchor that helped you stay aligned. Without them, you may feel adrift. You second guess your path. You search for meaning where before it was simply understood. That deep sense of connection you once felt begins to waver, not because you've become less spiritual, but because you were once walking beside someone who magnified your light. And now, that mirror is gone. Your daily life may start to feel imbalanced. While they were with you, there was a natural rhythm. Your emotions, thoughts, and even your surroundings had a quiet order to them. Their love had a way of calming the chaos, making the difficult feel manageable. But now, things feel disjointed. Conversations turn into arguments. Goals you were working towards start to feel heavy or unclear. Even your space might reflect this. Things go missing. Plans fall through. Energies feel off. There's a disorientation that sets in, not just mentally, but energetically. You may not realize how deeply they helped ground you until you start spinning without them. And then there's the depth of their love. Once you've felt it, once you've been truly loved by a chosen one, every connection afterward feels different. Even when others love you, even when they are kind and caring, there's something missing. That soul-to-soul depth, that sacred, wordless knowing. A chosen one doesn't just love who you show to the world. They love the parts of you you've hidden, denied, or forgotten. They speak to your silence. They honor your pain. And once you've been seen that deeply, it becomes hard to accept anything less. You keep looking for that feeling, the one that touched your spirit and made you feel like you finally belonged somewhere beyond this world. But their absence doesn't just leave you hurting, it wakes you up. The pain is so raw, so deep, that it pushes you into yourself. You start questioning everything: who you are, what you believe, why you've lived the way you have. You begin to peel away layers you didn't even know existed. You confront your wounds. You meet your fears. You begin to see your shadow not as a flaw, but as something waiting to be healed. This pain becomes your teacher. Their departure, as heartbreaking as it is, becomes the beginning of your transformation. You're forced to see yourself more clearly, to grow, to evolve, and through that evolution, you reconnect with your higher self. Even in their absence, they're guiding you, not with words, but with the echo of the truth they helped you find. Sometimes, their departure brings with it a sense of spiritual consequence, a weight that's hard to ignore. If you didn't fully appreciate their presence, if you ignored the signs, took their love for granted, or failed to meet them with the same depth, they may leave, and your soul will feel it, not as punishment, but as alignment. The universe gently but powerfully restores balance, and you begin to feel the impact, not through punishment, but through realization. You remember things they said, warnings you brushed aside, moments you dismissed, and this reflection opens a door to a kind of spiritual guilt, not because they judged you, but because their presence was sacred, and you feel it now that it's gone. But this too is a gift, a chance to evolve, a chance to become someone more conscious, more loving, more present in the lives of others. If you allow it, this pain can become a catalyst for becoming the version of yourself you were always meant to be. And even as time moves on, even as new people come and go, you will still feel them. Not constantly, but deeply. Their memory doesn't fade. It becomes part of you. A scent, a song, a passing dream will carry their essence. Not because you're stuck in the past, but because their love reached into your soul and left an imprint that time cannot erase. They become a part of your spiritual DNA. And sometimes, in the quietest moments, when the world is still, you'll feel them, not with sadness, but with a strange kind of reverence, as if you're remembering something holy. When they leave, their absence can also pull in energies that you're not ready for. Their love once acted like a shield, keeping out what didn't align with your highest good. But now, that protection is gone, and you may begin to attract people, situations, or patterns that reflect your unhealed parts. You may fall into cycles that don't serve you, not because you've regressed, but because the universe is showing you what still needs to be healed. It's an invitation to become your own protector, your own light, to rise, to embody the energy they once offered you, to become whole, not by forgetting them, but by integrating what they gave you into the person you are becoming. There was a time when their presence felt like a divine shield wrapped around you, silently guarding your spirit from the heaviness of the world. Their energy didn't just comfort you, it lifted you, aligned you with love, and anchored you in a higher frequency of truth, clarity, and light. You may not have fully realized it then, but their vibration created a sacred space where your soul felt safe to grow, to open, and to begin seeing life through spiritual eyes. But now, in their absence, that protective layer has thinned. The silence they left behind echoes deeply, and the light that once felt so steady may seem dimmer. Without their constant presence, your energy is more exposed, and in that openness, you begin to feel vulnerable in ways you never have before. This vulnerability isn't weakness, it's rawness, the kind that invites both healing and risk. You may find yourself attracting people who don't truly understand your soul, who unknowingly take from you more than they give. Some may carry wounds they haven't healed and unconsciously place those burdens onto your shoulders. Others may simply not see you, not deeply. This isn't because there's something wrong with you. It's because the radiant field that once protected your heart has shifted. Your spirit, once guarded by the frequency of your bond with them, is now left to learn how to protect itself. And that's where the true transformation begins. The absence of their energy creates a space, a void that calls out to be filled. And in your longing to feel whole again, you may be tempted to fill that space quickly with anything that resembles comfort or familiarity. But be mindful. Not everything that feels good in the moment is aligned with your highest path. Some energies come to soothe the surface while pulling you further away from the truth of your soul. The loss you feel might tempt you to chase after substitutes, to seek validation, affection, or emotional safety from external sources. Yet the deeper truth remains. Nothing outside of you can replicate what you once had. That connection was sacred for a reason, not to keep you dependent on it forever, but to awaken you to what you're truly capable of becoming. Without their energy holding space for you, old wounds may rise. You might find yourself repeating patterns, reconnecting with behaviors or relationships you thought you had outgrown. You may question your progress, doubt your strength, or feel like you're losing the clarity you once gained. But this regression isn't failure. It's a necessary part of your rebirth. It's a spiritual invitation to begin again. This time, not with someone else leading you, but with you choosing to lead yourself. You are being called to become your own anchor, your own protector, your own source of healing and light. This phase of your journey requires conscious effort. You must start creating intentional practices to nurture your energy, to keep your vibration clear, and to protect your heart with wisdom. What was once optional, meditation, prayer, spiritual cleansing, is now essential. These tools become your foundation, your lifeline, your way home to yourself. Their departure is not simply a loss. It is an initiation. It is the universe whispering that it's time for you to rise into your own spiritual power. You are being asked to hold yourself the way they once held you, to become the guardian of your own soul. And in doing so, you begin to realize that this pain is not here to punish you. It's here to reveal you. The love you shared with them wasn't meant to be your only source of light. It was meant to remind you of the light already within you. In the beginning, it may feel like something sacred was taken from you. But as time passes, and as you begin to turn inward, you'll see that the love, the wisdom, the healing they brought into your life hasn't disappeared. It lives on inside you, like seeds planted deep in your spirit, waiting for the rain of your tears and the warmth of your attention to bloom. And bloom they will. Slowly, gently, your soul will begin to piece itself back together. Maybe it starts with small, simple things, choosing rest over burnout, saying no to what drains you, being kind to yourself in moments of self-doubt. Each act of self-love becomes a thread that weaves your spirit back into wholeness. One day, without even realizing it, you'll look at yourself and see someone new, someone stronger, someone softer, but more grounded. You'll no longer seek someone else to complete you, because you'll finally know that everything you ever needed has been within you all along. The love you once received from the chosen one was never about dependency. It was about reflection, showing you the divinity that already lived inside your being. Their absence may still sting at times, but eventually you'll come to see it as sacred. It was through their leaving that you were guided back to yourself. And as you continue to grow, your energy begins to shift. You start to carry the same light, the same healing frequency that once awakened you, not because you are trying to replace them, but because you have become what you once needed. And in time, you may find yourself becoming that light for others, not to rescue them, but to reflect back to them the divine love they already hold within. The cycle of love continues, but this time, it begins with you. Losing a chosen one can feel like your soul has been torn apart. But what if this isn't the end of your story? What if it's the beginning of your return to your higher self, your deeper truth, your inner light? You were loved by them for a reason. Their presence in your life was no accident. They came to awaken something sacred inside you. Don't let that light fade. Let it guide you forward. Let it become the fire that fuels your healing, your transformation, your purpose. You are not broken. You are becoming. And in your becoming, you are remembering who you truly are. If you felt the truth in these words, know this: you are not alone. You are seen. You are supported. You are loved, not just by those who came before, but by the divine presence that lives within and around you. If this message resonated with your soul, type 111 in the comments to claim your healing and divine blessings. You're not just healing, you're evolving, you're rising, and your light is needed now more than ever.